Okay, I'm testing out this mic right now. I just want to see if it works. I'm going to walk away and then I'm going to listen to this back. Okay, let's go. It's working. I have a light source. I wanted to do with my room like kind of dark because every time I thought about like actually recording this video, it was at night. And I think because I just like being in my room that late, honestly. And I was like, well, okay, I need a light source that isn't above my head. And then I found one. Honestly, it's from a little board thing that I have that I just always have like inspirational things for myself on. Here, let me show you. Hold on. Isn't it so cute? I always have this up. I feel like it's really important to me, especially when it was like a time, and it's bouncing on a candle. But I always have this one up. I have yet to change it. I have all of the letters and stuff still, but this still rings true to me like to this day. So I always keep this up. Only thing I really need to do is find a better way to position my camera, because also it's on my Hollyland box, and it's just there. It doesn't zoom in any more than this. I wish I can zoom in just a little bit more. Okay, we're in business. So for me, this is the year that I want to actually commit to YouTube. And I guess it's more than just like committing, mainly because I just want to be able to post anything. Before, I think I tried curated content or specific content, and I just don't think that's really me. I think I just need to do whatever comes to mind and like feel good about it. However, this is like maybe my 5th time trying this, and I always stop at like, okay, I'm gonna record, and then I just don't record. Okay, I recorded this time and now I'm gonna edit, and then the editing process does not go well. Okay, I'm gonna do whatever. Like, it just doesn't work out. It just doesn't work out. I don't know why. So this time I'm going to release myself from the expectations and just go with the flow the best that I can, okay? But this video specifically is why I struggle with this. Okay, ever since I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old, I've been making videos. I also got some water, because are you kidding? This is going to be a lot of talking. One Christmas, I think I was about 9 or 10 years old, and my mom got me my first laptop ever. I was so excited that she got me a laptop, and it was a MacBook. It was a 2009 MacBook. I know, kind of young to have a laptop, but then I was so excited to make my first email. I was so excited. It was the best day of my life, honestly. And through there, I just went to town. I went crazy. My creative juices were really flowing that night. Like that night, I can't even lie to you, that night. I had discovered what photo booth was, and I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can take photos? What? There's filters? What? I can make my face into a swirl? What? What is happening right now? This is the future. Obviously, as a kid does, and I'm an only child as well. Hi, if you don't know who I am, maybe I should introduce myself actually. Let me start there. My name is Tova Petty. Here I am on the internet. You're going to learn about me as I go, because the story is going to tell you maybe a lot, maybe not. And if not, then you'll find out later. As an only child, right? Oh my gosh. I am an ear tuck braid girly, actually. Is that crazy? Doesn't matter. I would be with my cousins all the time since I was an only child, and we grew up next to each other. We grew up very close together, and so I would bring my laptop to my cousin's house all the time, and from there we all discovered, wait, we can do something really funny right now. We started making little videos because we were inspired by, at the time, it was 2009, okay? YouTube was only born like a year ago, right? So there were people like, mainly what we knew was like Kingsley and Shane Dawson, his very, very early stuff, obviously. Things that I should not have been watching at that age. Talking cat videos, talking dog videos, people dancing online. It was all a new world, honestly. We decided that we wanted to do that. Don't go and look for them. I have already looked before I started even thinking about getting back into YouTube. They do not exist. I've looked up every name under the sun that I know them by, so I'm not gonna tell you. And they're all gone, luckily. So I don't know, the universe was looking out for me. And we would make a bunch of videos. We made our own music videos. We were the producers, the directors, the actors, the writers. We did it all. So we did music videos, we did skits, we did little fake game shows. We danced. We did everything on my photo booth. We did our own Q&As. We did our own collab videos. You remember back in like peak YouTube days, like 2012, 2013, I think it was, when it was like Connor Franta, Joey Graceffa, Tyler Oakley, Miranda Sings, Colleen Ballinger. That's a little controversial now, I can't even lie. They were all making collabs because it's like, oh, if you collaborated together, like then they get to be a fan of that other channel. Like that's how you grew your channel, by collaborating. And we would collaborate with each other, but like we're cousins, so doesn't really change much for us. I also had discovered iMovie, the very early stages of iMovie, and it was so much fun. I loved to edit. I actually had edited my own again, it's not on YouTube, and I just know that because I didn't upload this one, but I was very proud of this edit at like 11 or 12 years old. But I made an edit to Lights by Ellie Goulding because I loved that song. I loved Ellie Goulding's voice, and that song honestly brought me so much joy. Obviously not understanding probably what it actually means, but I made a whole music video to it using different filters. I recorded myself singing it like 3 or 4 different times in 3 or 4 different shots. Like I was so proud. I was like, oh, they don't even know what's coming. They do not know what they're getting into. Are you kidding me? Watch, I'm about to be a star. I did not post that. I was proud of it just being on my laptop, honestly. If I could access that laptop, I promise you it would be a gold mine for all of us, every one of us, me and all my cousins. Like, oh, I'm gonna try and get back into it, guys. I'm gonna try and figure out how to turn it back on and get that going. I had always had a love of making videos, so when my laptop had suddenly died or just stopped working because I had to get new batteries all the time because I was charging it overnight. I still charge things overnight. I would charge my phone overnight. My watch, not as much, just because I like to wear it to track my sleep. My computer now, sometimes I be charging that shit overnight. I know. But I just knew that content creating and just making videos for myself in general was always something that I loved. I did have videos when I was in not elementary school. I mean, a few in elementary school, which is why I'm telling you that you cannot find any of those videos. You don't even know what to look up. We do not use our names, okay? In middle school, I would also upload content. Any content from that time has now been privated. I will not take them down because I'm kind of so proud of some of the editing and the music choices and what I did. Some of it is just very nostalgic for me because I think my oldest one is 11 years ago. And so I've just always had this love for talking to a camera and editing and making weird stuff. Of course, as I've gotten older, as I turned into a teenager, and even when I was in middle school, people were very judgmental. People were always talking, and there were boys who would be like, oh my gosh, you have a YouTube channel, and they were talking about it. And of course, that's going to do something to someone's confidence. Not to many, because I think there are those YouTube stories where they're like, yeah, I was bullied for doing YouTube, but I stuck through it. I was not that person. I'm not very resilient. I'm shy. And so that kind of stopped my love for making videos for a while. I still love to make little videos or talk to a camera or talk to my phone. I love sending stuff through Snapchat still. I mean, I know no one uses Snapchat, especially after they decided that they want to charge me for storage. Count your days. And just what social media has turned into in general. It's a very hard thing to comprehend, like actually putting yourself out there online, and then especially understanding that I am an introvert and I do care about what people think. That has been the hardest thing. I think because I know YouTube so well as a platform, I can still be at my most comfortable and post anything. So I've decided to start back up here in that journey. However, and now we're getting into the content of the video. Okay, the content of this video is a pros and cons list. It's kind of crazy, I know. I'm also an actress. I want to put myself out there for the sake of acting and for the sake of myself, because let me tell you something. It is the end of 2025. It is currently December 30th. Wait, hold on. I gotta respond to some people. Okay, it is December 30th, 2025. Oh my gosh, I totally forgot why I was saying this. We're talking about the internet? I don't even remember. I don't even know. Oh my gosh. Was I talking about how mean the world... See, this is why you don't pick up your phone. This is the issue. I think I was talking about being an introvert. Okay, I'm an introvert and I'm an introvert. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to talk about being an introvert for a second then, because I have no idea what I was talking about. I am surrounded by a decent amount of extroverts who do love posting online and being themselves and putting on skits. I am no longer a skit person. I don't do skits. Times could change. Times could definitely change and I could put on a skit right now. No, not right now, but sometime in the future, maybe if I really feel like it and I'm like, wait, hold on, this one's a banger. The world has to know about this. Okay, the world has to know. But right now, that's not that time. So as an introvert, I am so weary about perception online, right? However, that's what I was saying. I'm also an actress. Oh my gosh, you think I could remember something. As an actress, I find the idea of YouTube also difficult. And here's why, right? The issue is not being in front of a camera. I can be in front of a camera whether I'm me or someone else. Even better if I am someone else, okay? That's what I have learned. I had people ask me like, but like, isn't it just the same thing? You should know how to be in front of a camera. You're an actress. Yes, and... You see what I did there? I'm sorry. So I am comfortable being in front of the camera as someone who is not me. Right? If I'm playing someone else, cool, fine, comfortable. There was a moment a few weeks ago where I saw myself on a screen and I was like, okay, I'm watching myself, but I don't recognize myself as me. So this is fine. This is totally fine. But understanding that just Tova as her personality is going online, that's scary. What? People are gonna know the real me. Here's where I have to get into the pros and cons of being an actress on YouTube. I'm gonna get really comfortable right now. I'm actually gonna get my back pillow. Guys, okay, I'm someone who really enjoys working in my bed. I think they call it bed hygiene, is when like you separate your activities from your sleep, like you do your activities outside of your bed so that you save your bed for sleep. I don't have a proper desk in my room and I don't like a proper desk in my room. I don't think I've ever really been a desk or a table working person. I have always loved working in the comfort of my bed. So like when I get to this video, I will be editing in my bed. I love it. And I can still sleep peacefully, sound asleep. No, I'm great. I'm a professional. I'm an expert at it, really, honestly. So psychologists may think differently, but hey, it works for me. Oh, it's so nice. Thanks, Mom. Look at it. And it's so big. She got the extra large one. It was called Jumbo. Got the Jumbo back. So I did write a pros and cons list in this book. I love this little notebook. It literally looks like a Cinderella notebook. Hello? It's Cinderella Blue. Can we call it that? Cinderella Blue. Let's just call it Cinderella Blue. We love her. Okay, I feel like I have to start with my cons, you know? Start on a heavy note and on a high note, right? Start on a heavy note and on a high note, right? That's a saying. People say that. Maybe it's just like good in theory. Okay, so my first con is exposing my personality. I know, crazy. No, but honestly, this is a real con for me because I feel like getting to know and like the person for who they actually are kind of ruins the magic. Because again, we're talking about the idea or the perspective of who I am as an actress, and I feel like a lot of actors and actresses aren't vlogging their everyday life and showing their personalities. You get snippets of an actor's or an actress's personality through whatever they put on their Instagram, sure, but those are like 3 minutes, and then you get your interview segments, right, that you see on YouTube or you see on late night talk shows, and that's kind of the most that you see. Some people are, you learn that they're kind of bland or they're super uppity, but also you're only getting a snippet of that person. Here I'm committing to putting all of myself out there, which I still really want to do because I like this way of creatively expressing myself and being able to edit what I want to put in and what I don't want to put in. I also feel like this is why a lot of people who at least become influencers or who are influencers and then go into acting, they're not always too well liked. I mean, people who do that transition, people are like, oh, they weren't good. Oh, that wasn't them. Oh, I can totally tell that was acting. Well, it's because you know this person's personality online. So you already know the real them from the them that they're trying to portray, from the person, from the character that they're trying to portray. And that makes it really difficult. That makes it really difficult not to tap into the character for the person, but to tap into the character as a viewer. You know, and I know that's happened to me too, where I'm just like, except I know who you are. Sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes that really doesn't happen. Sometimes I'll see one of my friends in a film and I'm like, wow, yeah, you're really tapped into whomever that person's supposed to be. Sometimes I'm still seeing my friend, but only physically. I'm only ever physically actually seeing my friend. Sometimes they are really tapped in, and I don't want to lose that. I mean, it's something that I might have to sacrifice, and maybe I'll be one of many YouTubers turned actresses that people actually like. Let's put a pin in that. But that's why exposing my personality online is it's such a challenging thought. And also, my brain, when I get comfortable, I can be a little vulgar, I can be a little raunchy, I can be a little much. I get the most random things come into my brain. Right now, I'm pretty PR. Right now, I'm a comfortable enough version to like be speaking into a camera, you know, but not the version of me that like my friends see, not the version of me that my boyfriend sees, that my mom sees, that, you know, the people closest to me actually see and hear from. You're getting this manicured, curated, tailored version of me right now because it's my first video and I have to learn to be comfortable and know what I should share and not share, or when I just don't care anymore, whatever I want to share. Okay, those are the things that I can't take back once they're out there. Once people know these things about me, I can't take that knowledge back. I can delete a whole video, but that doesn't erase the fact that they know that fact or that snippet about me, that event in my life, whatever I choose to experience and then put onto the internet. You know, it's a little jarring, right? Like, you see certain people go online and they're doing their acting thing, and then they get so much hate for it because I personally just think that's because people know who they actually are sometimes. And that's why it's a con for me. All right, moving on. Another con for me is falling into the influencer hole. I am not necessarily wanting to make YouTube videos to be an influencer. I don't want to convince you to buy anything. I don't want to do brand deals. I'm not necessarily, well, I could be looking for PR. What? But I am not trying to commit full time to being a content creator. I just know that this is a way that I enjoy spending my time, and I want to keep spending my time this way, but I don't want to be an influencer. I don't want to be that's just basically not the career path that I choose for myself. And I know that it can be a hole that I go down anyway, because maybe I realize that it's fun, maybe I realize that I like it, but I just know that being an actress and being in production, whether that's actually in front of the camera or behind the camera, because I do other things. I produce, I assistant direct often, I script supervise, I am a production coordinator, I'm a production assistant. I mean, who isn't? I've done stand-in work, I've worked concert merchandise, I've done so many other things that I love to do, and I just don't want this to limit that. Of course, I can accept whatever I need to accept. I just don't want to be stuck in that hole of being seen as just another influencer. And I'm sure that's not the case for a lot of people. Like, I'm sure that's not why a lot of people make YouTube videos either. I just want to put that out there and list it as one of my cons as someone who primarily wants to be an actress. I'll act in your commercial. I can do that. I would love to do that. Hello, SAG, give me a call. Just being an influencer, that's not the life I want to live at all. I have always found fun in acting and production and directing. Like all of it is so much fun for me. I feel like I've always been someone who loves to entertain, which is why I think I enjoy talking to a camera, being a little weird and editing that and putting it online. I mean, my grandfather, for me, like growing up, he was a theater kid. He was a theater kid. He played guitar, he played piano, and he passed all these skills down to me and the rest of my cousins. We love entertaining. We love being silly together. We love performing. We love production, and we love being creative, whether that's through sports, whether it's through psychology, whether it's through fashion. I mean, we truly just love it all. Honestly, to limit myself to a world of just influencing is a con for me and not something that I really want to do. So I'm just keeping that in mind. Okay, next con. Growth expectations. So growth expectations for me is a con because I know that I'm not necessarily a perfectionist, but I feel like I could be kind of teetering on the side of perfection. Did that make sense? Was that a sentence? Was that a perfect sentence? Basically, like, I'm not technically a perfectionist, but I do like things to be, I don't know. I don't know. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that even after I do make a few videos and whatnot, I just know that I'm going to be like, hey, my numbers aren't performing well. I don't know what else to do. Hey, have you tried promoting yourself on your Instagram? Yes, no, maybe. I don't really, like, whatever actually happens. And I'm still not seeing the growth. I am going to look at myself and be like, okay, what am I doing wrong? And it might not be anything I'm doing wrong necessarily. Honestly, it just might be that I'm not for everyone's algorithm. Honestly, and I need to just put myself back on track and remembering that I'm doing this for my own fun or to remember my own life. I'm recording moments that I want to remember and put out there, or even share a experience with or a feeling with someone with, you know? I think it's a con to think about my growth expectations, because if you want to do something consistently enough and you are not seeing the results, it's going to bug you a little bit. But I just have to remember that I'm not necessarily in it for the results. I mean, I do want to build community and I want to build growth and I want to be able to have people that I can talk to that feel the same way, but I shouldn't necessarily expect it. And I know it's not going to be something that's immediate either. I'm not expecting immediate growth. You know, it comes, then it comes, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. I know that I'm going to be in my head and be like, why is this not performing well? And then I'm just going to have to remind myself, Tova, you're not doing it for performance. You're doing it because you love to create. You love to put new content out there. And that's all. That's all I really need to do. But I just know I'm going to fall into the hole of where's my growth? And for me, that feels like a con. And I don't want to have to change paths in the sense of like, okay, let me start making trendy content. Let me start pushing myself into these people's videos. Like, I don't want to have to do that. I want to just feel comfortable knowing that these videos make me happy. And so I have to remember that. But for now, growth expectations is a con. Next con, biggest con, being perceived. Closing this for right now. So being perceived is a con because, like I was saying, when I was a little bit more confident, I was in middle school. I was probably in 6th or 7th grade. I was doing YouTube a little bit. Very little, because I liked it and I enjoyed it, and it was one of those things again where I was like, I just like doing it because I like doing it. I just like going places and documenting and talking to a camera because I think it's fun. You know, I'm not necessarily a journal writer. Like, making this list in itself was kind of hard because it took me like maybe 2 days to actually put some pen to paper and figure out what I'm gonna write, even if it's prompted or not prompted, and I'm just writing down words to just free my brain of certain things. I don't always like that. I do like talking, and I might not seem that way to a lot of people in my regular life, but I do actually really like talking. I just don't always feel comfortable with the people directly around me talking about what I want to talk about, I guess. But anyway, back to being perceived online. There were people who did watch my videos because I did promote it on my Instagram at the time. And of course, we were like 12, 13 years old. People are going to be mean. People are going to do whatever they're going to do. I never got any mean comments on posts or videos or whatever. But what made it worse is that they weren't hiding behind a screen. They weren't hiding behind the screen. That's what made it worse. They would come up to me and talk about it. And to me, that just made me a little bit more guarded. It made me guarded for sure. And understanding that I was being perceived by my peers and they were taking it as a chance to do not so nice things to me just didn't rock with me for real. It's a big reason why I do want to start YouTube. So again, as an actress, I do not mind being perceived, especially because I don't think I'm the best actress. But I feel good in my ability to persuade you into thinking I'm a different person. And so in that world, I do feel good. Even if I am getting critiqued, I would love a critique. Tell me how I can do this better. Tell me how I can do it differently. Tell me what would have made you believe this. I don't mind. In that way, I want my craft or my art to be perfected. I don't care. But being perceived in my personality, in my true personality, is such a different world. It's so different. Or at least to me, it feels different. I don't really have any Instagram reels or anything. I don't even have TikToks where I'm talking to a camera because it is all so scary. I have to be perceived and I have to be judged, and people are going to share their opinion because it's a free platform and they can do whatever they want. Understanding that makes the world a lot scarier. There are just things that I witness. I see family members and friends, and I see people under their videos and people are not nice. Why? Because they're hiding behind an identity. They're hiding behind a username. And they feel confident enough to bully you, to say anything about you. I'm a Black woman in America. I mean, they can do damage in the comments, but trust me, I've heard it all, okay? I was a minority in most of my schools. I have heard it all. I know exactly what's coming for me. Don't want to have to deal with it. I think that's really it. I don't know why, but YouTube just feels like such an open platform to me. There's so much content out there. YouTube is such a saturated platform. I almost don't mind it as much. And I think this is just a good place for me to start. So if I do want to get comfortable with being able to post videos of me talking on TikTok and Instagram and wherever else app comes to fruition, then I feel like this is where I need to start. I feel like it has to start with long form content. People who can see my personality for what it really is in the longest form possible. TikTok and Instagram don't always do it justice. I don't always like editing for a format like TikTok or Instagram. It's short form, right? It's all short form content. I do love a longer form content. And so I just think this is a good place to start. But being perceived is going to take some time. I mean, it's going to happen to everyone. And I just know that, again, because I've seen it. I don't need people going online and being like, oh my gosh, this is her last resort, huh? This is it. This is all she has in her world, which is not true, but people have the free will to say that it is. And it's not because I'm saying that about other people. I mean, I have seen friends from middle school and high school go on to be models and actresses, content creators, and I don't feel that way about them. I know I don't. I'm like, wow, what you're doing is awesome. That's something that I can't do. You know, it really is a push for me to just get there. So it is a con, but it's a con that I want to overcome. Okay, water break, because that was actually all my cons and I need to recharge. Oh my god, that was great. On to the pros. Okay, on a few lighter notes. So my first pro is editing practice. So for me, I think editing practice might be important. It could be, you know, a new skill that I acquire. And I think that's kind of cool because I actually know a few female editors for like films, and I think that's really dope. I know it's a lot of time and it's super time consuming, but for short form content, I think it'll make my life a little bit easier, and then I can transition into longer form content and then put that on as a new skill. Kind of cool. I mean, YouTube isn't technically short form, but I just mean in terms of this versus like a movie, a film. Basically, there's a lot more that goes into editing a film than there is a YouTube video. I mean, you have to get the sound right. You have to get the composition music, like the music, the soundtrack right to match up with whatever is on screen. You have to get all the cuts right. I mean, there's a bunch of dialogue that you have to cut in between for each scene. Within each scene, actually. There's transitions. What kind of transitions do the producers, executive producers, directors, what do they want? There's just a lot more that goes into actual editing for a film. So I just need to start very small with YouTube. And I know I can totally start smaller with things like Instagram and TikTok, but again, I also don't like editing vertical. I'm not a fan of editing vertical content. Especially because I don't like editing it on my phone, and then it doesn't turn out right when I edit phone footage on my computer and then put it back on my phone. Like, I haven't mastered that, so if you have some tips, just let me know, because I think that's also what's holding me back from being in that world. I just think that's a really good pro, getting some editing practice. So when I do auditions, I use iMovie. It's simple. I know I've known how to use it since I was 9, so that means I have 15 years of practice. I'm currently 24, if you didn't do the math. And so that puts me at pretty good odds with iMovie. I mean, I've made trailers off of iMovie. Again, I've made music videos off of iMovie, and I've done all of my auditions via iMovie. My boyfriend, he uses DaVinci Resolve. I know. For the people who are editors, their skin just crawled. I'm so sorry. And I know that Avid is a very popular editing software, as well as Final Cut Pro and Premiere. But he got me DaVinci Resolve. And mainly why is because he's a cinematographer and a photographer. He really enjoys the color grading mechanics of DaVinci Resolve, and he also loves editing on it. He does BTS footage for people as well. And so that just does a lot for him, and he loves it. So if I am able to use a software that people hate using, then maybe I'm onto something here. You know, I think I've heard from people I know who are editors say that it's because it's a hard software to use. Well, if I learn how to use a hard software, that kind of puts me ahead of the game. I just think something can really happen there. And if I really don't like it, fine, I will pay for something simpler like Final Cut Pro, you know, which I've used only once before, and it was at a digital film academy in San Diego, and I wasn't necessarily the one using the editing tool. I use it sometimes to make tweaks and stuff. Yeah, that's as far as my resume goes for that. So broadening my editing skills is going to be great. Okay, moving on. Next pro, being comfortable in front of the camera, which I think we talked about with some of my other, with like mixing with my cons. A pro of being comfortable in front of the camera really comes from, again, being myself. I am so comfortable in front of the camera as an actress. Again, like, I can do it. It's fine. A big camera in front of my face does not make me shy. If I can just be me in front of a camera, I think that will help eliminate some of the perceived judgment that I think I'm getting online. I think that what it means is that just being comfortable being myself more and more and more, like, that's all I really aim to do. I want to be my vulgar self sometimes. I want to be raunchy. I want to say weird stuff. I want to be whoever I want to be. How cheesy. That's really cheesy. I'm so sorry. But it's true. I just want to be me to the fullest extent of me. The fullest extent. Oh my God. Extent. Say that 5 times fast. Extent. Was that 5? Extent. I want to be the person that my boyfriend sees, which is a lot of crazy. He sees a lot of crazy. I can't even lie to you. And again, I'm just not there yet. So gotta get there somehow. And again, I think it's because even though, again, I don't want to fall into the influencer hole, I do want to build something here to the point where I can be someone who even goes live on Twitch or whatever. Like, I really don't care. And that's something that I've always aspired to do. I've been watching people stream on Twitch since I was also in middle school. I mean, it seems like fun. It's alive. It's interactive. It's being able to be present with your community, and that just seems so amazing, honestly. And I can't think of anything better. So yeah, I want to be more comfortable in front of a camera. And when I do, I think that'll be an amazing pro, and I'll actually be able to have a community that's curated for me, because I'll find people who are just like me and I'm just like them. Next pro. Another pro is being seen by casting. So in the world of acting, right, it is very common that, or at least from what I hear, that casting directors and production companies and different producers, they like to look at you online. They like to see who you are. So I think this goes with my con of exposing my personality, but a pro of being seen by casting. If people see me online, they get to know how I talk. They get to know how I move in the world. They get to know that I am collaborative and I work well with people. They get to know who they're getting just by seeing what's out there online. And if it's just through Instagram, and mind you, I only have one reel up, and that one reel is of me acting, which is great. You know, you need that kind of stuff on your page. But also, when do they get to learn the real you? When do they figure out who that is? I think they're not left with much. And I think this might aid in some of that, being able to be seen by casting directors, producers, production companies, blah, 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 getting scouted online. Oh, what a dream. Wouldn't that be a dream? If you were an actor and actress, and again, let's say someone, like when they used to find people out on the street and just pull them and say, hey, do you want to be in this? Do you want to be an actor? Do you want to be a dancer? Do you want to be a model? And they say, oh my God, yeah, I want that. I want that. You have to put yourself out there in order to get that. And so what am I doing? I'm trying to put myself out there. Okay? It's a formula. There are levels to this okay? Are you understanding? And so being able to be seen by these people is important to me, but also, again, exposing my personality. It might turn some away. I'm not always family friendly. I'm an adult. Sue me. What are you gonna do? That's something that also I feel like goes along with my con on growth expectations. If I'm not seen by casting, I mean, I'm never gonna know, but the fact that I hadn't gotten reached out to will let me know. You know what I mean? But I'm just gonna keep being me, and the people who like me, and they're gonna be drawn to me or whatever. So I'm gonna figure it out. But for now, being seen, that's a pro. Okay, next one. Next pro is capturing on-set moments. A lot of the time when I go into an audition, like an in-person audition, I will leave right afterwards, and whomever drove me there, or someone drove me there, or whoever calls me afterwards, like, oh my gosh, how did it go? I don't remember. Honestly, I black out. Like, no, for real. Like, I've done that so many times. The very first time I did that, I auditioned for a play in West Hollywood. It was for Little Shop of Horrors. Oh, so good. So good. I went in, and it was something that I self-submitted for. I was so happy to self-submit. I went in for the audition, and I had to sing in front of casting. And honestly, scariest moment of my life, especially because when you're nervous and you have to hit a high note knowing that you're only a mezzo-soprano. Ooh, crazy. My mom had dropped me off at that audition, and so she was circling the block a few times because there was no parking. It's West Hollywood. There's rarely parking in the area of West Hollywood that we were in. She comes back out, and as I'm walking out, she said, oh my God, how did it go? I said, well, I don't remember. I have no idea what happened. I hit a note, I don't know. I think I shook someone's hand. Like, I blacked out. I couldn't. Anyway, I want to capture moments right after my audition, or I want to capture a moment right after a self-tape, right after a callback. While I am on set, I want to be able to capture these things. I just think it'll be cool and fun, and it will help me remember, because I do not remember things well. I think that's really important for me. There was a time where just this past year, 2025, during the summer, I was a lead in a film, and that was really awesome. That was amazing. Thank you, Laura, for the opportunity. It's not out publicly yet. It's going around to film festivals, which is really cool. And so I wanted to vlog that whole experience, and I did. On this very camera, actually. What a great time. I had realized maybe 2 months ago that I recorded almost everything in S&Q. S&Q is, I think I was told it's slow and quick. I don't know. Basically a feature on the Sony camera that I'm currently recording on, where everything is recorded in slow-mo without sound. All of the footage I have, I put it into S&Q because I thought that it was something cool and that the quality was way better. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. No, that was a bad idea. Such a bad idea. None of that footage is usable. I can't get it back. I can't get those moments back, especially because the sound wasn't recording. So no, I was very frustrated about that. I know my lesson now. I think I'm recording on a regular setting now and not in S&Q. Let's hope, or else I'll have to do this video over again, and that's going to suck. Anyway, capturing moments correctly is a big pro for me. Again, I mainly want to do YouTube for myself. I just want to capture the moments, and you guys just happen to see them publicly. I mean, that's about it. And you get to share your input or whatever you do on a YouTube video. Just don't be weird. Anyway, capturing moments on set and off of set are going to be very important to me, because if we know how I black out during an audition, imagine my life. Yeah. Next pro is building a community. Now, I have always found it important to find community. I mean, of course I have community in my own friend groups and other groups that I'm a part of, but an online one is always fun. I like meeting people online friends. I have a few, and it is really fun to know who these people are and be interacting with them online. And I just think that's so much fun. I think that's so important to have that kind of community. I can't say any other word but community. Take a shot every time I say community. I just think it's so cool. I just think it's really nice that people have that. People who like a person enough to band together and not only talk with each other and talk to the person that they like, but stick with them and find other interests alongside them, knowing that they already have one person in common, and that's the person making the content or the videos. That's amazing. And I think that's great, and I would love to do that for people. You know, find people who don't have community, and then suddenly they do have community. I mean, people who want to do what I do, even who are actresses and are big on production, but also want to be on YouTube. Inspire. Like, I want to inspire people, build community through inspiration, and, you know, have people reach out to me, be like, hey, you inspired me to do this, and then them and I become friends, and then that's gonna be dope. Like, that's amazing. I think that's a big pro. Building community, I think, is going to be a big pro. I like people. I enjoy people. I like being around people, and I like sometimes what people have to say. So being able to build a community around people who are like-minded is actually a really inspiring idea, just in my own brain. Like, I love that. So if that's something that I can do and be able to do for others, I'm down with it. Let's do it. Let's rock. I feel like that was a really nice, sweet, and short one. Felt really good about that one. Next pro. So I feel like this one goes hand in hand with capturing on-set moments, and my con as well of growth expectation. as well as my other pro of being comfortable in front of the camera. This one is logging personal growth. So what I mean by that is like seeing what kind of hobbies I take up, seeing how long I stick with them, if I crash and burn with them, being able to see what kind of person I turn into. Look, I'm all sat up for this one. This one's really exciting. Log my personal growth and have it in what people call a video journal, video diary, whatever they want to call it. And being able to have that right here feels so important to me. As much as I should journal because I do like reading things that I wrote in the past, it's just more fun to look at it visually. I think it's a more fun medium of that world. So I see why people call it a visual diary or a video diary or a video journal or whatever, a memoir. Maybe I'll call it a video memoir. And I think it's important to have those memories. It's why history exists. I mean, I have a friend who used to do work study in college, and she would have to carefully open up letters from 1700s, 1800s, however long ago, people in war, and she would have to read the letters. Now, isn't that amazing? Being able to read a piece of history, of actual physical history that's been in your hands, that was previously in the hands of another person in history, and they had to write to their children, they had to write to their wives, their husbands, their friends, their family members. It's so cool. And then to know that we have this medium as of the 21st century, that we can record and log ourselves and keep a video or an image frozen in time, and that will tell our history for us as well. Like, is that not insane? Like, as someone who actually doesn't really enjoy history, understanding that we still have historical artifacts like letters, like photographs, like clothing, it's so cool. It's so cool. So then to know that I have this and I'm able to log myself and my personal growth to see what I was like in the past and see who I will become in the future or whatever is pretty awesome. I mean, I can't even lie. So big pro. Big pro for me. Okay, next pro is progressing on other socials. Again, I think I touched this already just a little bit. By progressing on other socials, what I mean is that YouTube is my starting point. I eventually want to get to maybe YouTube Shorts, and then TikTok, and then Instagram. Why is Instagram last? Well, it's mainly because I have my family and my friends on there, friends from literally elementary school. And again, it's the being perceived. It's the being perceived from those people from that long ago, and they realize what I am doing now. Nothing about what I'm doing now is bad. I do still have a job and hobbies and other things that I really enjoy. I'm rich in friends. I'm rich in love. I'm rich in loving myself. I'm chilling. But again, I want to make myself comfortable to be on other platforms and be myself there too. There shouldn't be an issue with that. There never is an issue with that. It's just me. It's just me feeling that way. So again, knowing that YouTube makes me the most comfortable is the reason why I want to be able to expand myself and expand my avenues. See what I can get into. You know, again, I'm not doing anything specifically on here. Like, I'm not just going to be doing video essays. I'm not just going to be doing a get ready with me. I'm not just going to be thrifting. I'm not just going to be resetting my week every time. I want to be doing something different. I want to do other things, you know, which is why I'm not just finding my niche and sticking with it. I'm doing whatever I want to do. And I think that's important. I think we should have a very wide variety of things that we want to do. Hobbies, talents, skills, experiences. It's all very important to have a very wide range of all of the above. If I can be able to feel comfortable with myself here, I think I can be able to feel comfortable with myself anywhere. And it's going to be a building block scenario for me. It definitely is going to be like, okay, I'm starting here. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good here. Let's try and push it here. Okay, let's go back down. Yeah, that wasn't great. I'm gonna keep it up, but that wasn't great. And I'm just gonna stick for this for a second. Okay, we're building it again. All right. Okay, we're doing it. Okay, another. And that's not based off of if they're performing well or not. It's whether or not I actually had fun doing it and actually had fun uploading it. If I upload something and I'm scared, I don't think that's great. I don't think you should be scared to post something, because if you feel strongly enough, then it really shouldn't matter. You're just expressing yourself through art or through your own thoughts or through your own opinions, beliefs, morals, whatever you want. And I just know that for me, I do get scared with certain forms of content, and I really shouldn't, but I do. Again, building block that I'm excited to explore for a new year. It is going to help me grow on other platforms. Not in a numbers way. I'm not trying to grow followers. I'm trying to grow myself. That's it. Okay, next pro. What? Guys, this is the last pro. This is crazy. I actually can't believe I made it this far. I hope I have fun editing this, because this is going to be like an hour-long editing process. Last one, expanding my creativity. Now, what I mean by that is, like, I want to be able to log is not the right word, and I'm not trying to find vlog either. That's not the word I'm looking for. I guess the word is just record. I want to commemorate. I don't know. I just want to be able, I guess record. I want to be able to record myself doing new hobbies, doing new activities, trying out different ways of perfecting my lifestyle, trying out different ways of exploring my interests, trying new ways of expressing my art, whether it's through acting, painting, drawing, writing, like whatever I want to do. I think that stuff is going to be important. Something I also didn't mention, I just got into songwriting. I like writing songs a little bit. Sometimes I get unique little beats in my head, little melodies in my head, and I need to put it onto my notes app. And then from there, I find some type of lyrics, maybe. I'm not the quickest songwriter, but it is something that is forming slowly with time. And I feel like, so that's some people's art as well. This is just a newer one. So if I'm able to even get comfortable recording that, I think that's going to be very important for me. Being able to expand my creativity and log it, while also hopefully inspiring other people to expand their creativity in these ways. It's going to be very important. I know it's not for everyone, like having to expand your own creativity to inspire someone else's, but for me, it just feels good. I think that's the best thing I can say. It just feels good to have. That's like, wow, I saw this and it made me want to do it, so thank you. Or even if they don't thank me, I'm not looking for a thanks. I just enjoy watching people grow and realize things about themselves. I love realizing things about myself. I didn't know I liked to write songs until maybe about a month ago. That was crazy for me. I love poetry, and I've always loved poetry. Always, always, always. My mom got me a book when I was young, a few. She got me Langston Hughes and his collection of poems. Shel Silverstein. Oh, fake fan. She got me one of his books. I think it's a Light in the Attic. We still have it downstairs. We keep it. I love it. I'm going to give it to my children, even though there's some really creepy, like, pictures in it. It's just the illustration of the artist, honestly. So being able to have those things and remember where my creativity came from and see where it can expand is amazing. Isn't it amazing? I mean, Leonardo da Vinci, hello. What do you think he was doing before the Mona Lisa? Other art? Exactly. It's important to remember the art you did before and then see how you expanded that art into something else later down the line. At least I think, okay? I always back out. I'm like, at least that's what I think, okay? Personally, that's just me though. That's just me. If you're rocking with it, you're rocking with it. That's all I really have to say. That is my pros and cons list of making YouTube videos as an actress. Now, I think my pros definitely outweigh my cons. I feel like I have a lot more to endure in making videos than not making videos. I think it's more important for me to express myself and take life into my own hands through this versus expecting the next thing to come in and me not having any control over that. I mean, hello, have we seen today's economy? Like, for real? No, but seriously, I've applied to so many jobs. I think everyone has applied to so many jobs. I've applied to so many jobs. I've applied on Backstage, Indeed, Actors Access, Casting Networks. So many flops. So many flops. I'm just waiting for responses. But why wait when I can make my own content? When I can be creative on my own? I feel like this has been a long time coming, especially since I've been a represented actor for about 7 years of my life. And just now realizing this, I mean, I think, again, as I've been saying, creativity is awakened in you, and it can stem from one thing that you're doing into another. And me finally telling myself that this time is going to be different, I mean, hell, it really, it's gotta be different. It's gotta be different, guys. I mean, right? Am I right? Realizing that this time I am fully committed to what I'm doing, to what I'm getting myself into. I mean, hello, I made a full pros and cons list, and that's probably not even all the pros and all the cons. You know, I mean, everyone is going to feel differently, and if you have something that you want to contribute, let me know. This is the list that I can come up with. I've been sitting on this list. Again, it took me like 2 days to write this, like to even put the pencil to paper, like I said, and then it took me another 2 days to actually sit down and record this video. Because I had to really think. I was like, is that all I can think of? Is that it? Not that many cons and a bunch of pros? I mean, hell, the odds are amazing. I'm very excited for this next chapter in my life and what's about to happen, where I'm going to take it, because I'm in control of this next journey. I am not waiting for any more applications to be approved and told that I got the job. Let me just do the job. And here I am doing the job. Thank you so much for watching. I'm very excited to be editing this video. I can't even lie. The fact that it's even over, I'm smiling so hard right now, because that means the next process is about to start. And that means I'm actually committing, guys. I'm actually committing to this. And I'm so excited. And I'm so proud of myself, honestly, for actually sitting down, making an hour-long video, actually writing it down, and doing something with myself. That's not waiting for a job to accept me. So again, thank you if you've gotten this far. I think this is going to be kind of a long video. Kind of apologize, but you sat through it, and I hope you enjoyed your snack or whatever you ate when you watched this video. I really hope that you subscribe and you like and you do whatever else you want. Share it with people. I don't really care. You don't have to. Just wish me luck on my journey, and I wish you luck on yours. So thank you again. Hopefully I see you next time. Bye.